welcome you all for this wonderful session, and I welcome on behalf of you all, on behalf of ICT Academy, I welcome Mr. Dharaneetharan, who is the founder of Social Legal, and he is also a director of Quantsi Infotech. To give a brief introduction about Mr. Dharani, he actually worked for major telecom companies in USA, and he was quit those companies because of this boring IT nature, and he landed up as a marketing head of India's #1 saloon chain, which is Naturals, and he landed in social media marketing by accident, and now he ran two companies. One is Social Legal and Quansi Infotech very successfully, and he have consulted more than 100 plus brands across the globe, and he is on a mission to positively impact 1 million people by teaching them leverage internet tools and technology for them to live a super cool digital lifestyle. So the moment this particular topic has been freezed, so people should have think how we can reimagine social media. It is not that only for entertainment; it is also meant for as a career opportunity. Now we all started hearing how impact of memes, all those things, but there is one more world on a social media platform. How you can become a career opportunity, make your career opportunity better in a social media. So whether it be Facebook or Hello or Instagram, so he is an expert into it. I'm sure the students who are all present here, who are all from, will be the most benefited students, and who are going to listen to one of the expert in India who worked for a big brand of saloon as a marketing head. So, Mr. Dharani, to give introduction about this student, these students are from various states of North India, some clubbing around 7 states of North India, from all engineering, management, arts and science colleges are there. So these students are purely from higher education institutions. Of course, there are few faculty members are also there because they are also more interested to listen how social media can be leveraged in a positive way. So we'll be more happy to listen to you and to understand how we can reimagine social media. And before handing over the session to you for the participant benefit, as a housekeeping rule, I would request each of you to just feed in your college name over the chat window. And if you have any queries while Mr. Dharani is delivering his session, please feed in your queries in the chat box. We will pick one or two questions at the end of the session, which are more relevant to the session, and we'll hear from Mr. Dharani to answer those queries. So, Mr. Dharani, without wasting much of your time, I'll be handing over the session. Over to you, Mr. Dharani.
Yeah, thank you, Anand, for the nice introduction. And yes, very good afternoon to everyone. Yes, am I audible? If yes, type yes in the chat window. Am I audible? Yes. Yes. Am I audible? Yes. Can I expect a reply on the chat window? Yes. Super friends. Fantastic. Okay. Right. The biggest job in the world is to take the session in the afternoon, that too on a webinar, and it is going to be anyways challenging for both of us. But I hope I am here to add some value to each and every one of you. Okay. Yes, I guess like there are a lot of chat messages coming up. Yes, super, fantastic. Okay, my agenda here is to highlight 2 points where you can utilize this digital platform as money-making platform, or you can treat this as a career opportunity, irrespective of the background you are in. You can utilize these platforms for your advantage. Okay. Right. Like I will be asking few questions. Like you can share your answers in chat box here. How many of you here do not use Facebook? How many of you here do not use Facebook? You can type me here. If you are not using Facebook, you can type me here. Okay. Yes. Like very few people, right? Very few people we don't use Facebook. Apart from that, like everybody, we are using Facebook or one of those apps. Yes. Right? Are you able to see my screen? Is my screen visible? Yes. Super. Right. So now there are different kind of apps that we are in. Like predominantly we use these kind of apps. Either we use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Hello. Right? So Facebook and Instagram normally we use as consumer basically. And YouTube, in few cases, you will be creating content for YouTube. And in Hello, you are more concentrated on Hello if you want to have regional languages content. Okay, so here the thing is, rather than being a consumer of all these products, all these platforms, if you become a producer, there is a chance of making money or finding a job in that related domain. That is where we are going to focus on. Okay, yes. Now, how many hours on an average you spend on these kind of platforms? Can you roughly give me that numbers? Yes, can you roughly type in the numbers? How many hours on an average you spend online? Maybe 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. What is the average hours that you used to spend online? Can you type in the number of hours? Yes. Yes. Yes, 6 hours, 10 hours, 7 hours. Okay. What else? Okay. So obviously we are spending more time there. Yes, more time there. And very importantly, like we are not making money when we are spending time there. Okay. So here is the hack. Here is the hack. Simple hack. Okay. What we are going to do is, can we convert the time that is being spent online as the hours that are invested for money making? This is where we are going to spend our attention on. See, there are two ways. You can either go to Facebook, you can visit all your friends' update, you can go to different pages, watch some videos, but end of the day, who is making money? It is end of the day, only Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg makes money. So here, rather than thinking on the consumer perspective, can we think on the producer perspective? Here comes the hack. Okay. Normally, there are two ways you could leverage Facebook. Yes, there is something called as Facebook Ad Manager. There is something called as Facebook Ad Manager, where you will be creating advertisement for different brands. When I say brands, it can be any brand, which can be either B2B, where the business to business interaction happens, or B2C, like Amazon or Flipkart, where the business directly interacts with the consumer. For these kind of brands, we have to figure out where our audience are, and predominantly for most of the B2C clients, most of the B2C brands, our audience are either in Facebook or Instagram. How many of you here have seen the advertisements with the title sponsored? Yes, have you been targeted with advertisement of maybe the Amazons or Flipkarts or Make My Trip advertisements? Have you seen it? Yes. Those are called sponsored advertisements, and they are specifically created based on three things. Okay, the sponsored ads happen on the basis of three things, where you will have a great image, or you will have a good video, or you have a good content, or the combination of all these three. Okay, when you have all these three, you have the possibility of hitting the right audience. Now you understand who your audience are. And based on that, you will be targeting them. With advertisements. Where do you create ads? In either Facebook, and the same ads that is been created in Facebook goes to Instagram as well. So on an average, you can do either three of the things. You can create brand awareness. You can create brand awareness for brands. You can either generate leads. Lead generation can be one part of it. You can generate leads, or you can do direct conversions of the products that will take you to the e-commerce site, where you can directly sell your products. So rather than being in the front end, be in the back end and create this advertisement for different brands, or you can work as a part-time employee to learn these benefits from some agencies that is related to your domain. Okay, here there is another way to make money as well. Okay, are you clear until now? Rather than being a consumer, become a producer. That is the point number one. Are you able to follow until now? What you are going to do is you are simply going to run advertisements for Facebook, for TikTok, for Hello, for Instagram, for YouTube. You are going to just run advertisement for different companies in different platforms. There you will be paid on a regular basis, on a monthly basis, which is called a retainer fee. You will be doing the services on behalf of some brands, and in return you are getting some good money out of it. To do this, you have to understand two things. You have to think from the marketing angle, you have to think from the tech angle. Learning these technologies is very simple these days. Maybe in less than a week, you will be able to learn all these Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, and Hello advertisements. These are very simple things these days. Okay, but the thing is, you have to think from the customer angle. You have to think from the customer angle, and you have to come up with the advertisements. Yes. Yes, friends, if you are clear until now, type C in the comment box. If you are clear until now, type C in the comment box. Yes. Type C in the comment box. Super, fantastic. Okay. Now, okay, yes. Now, the thing is, after COVID, you would have seen a lot of advertisement that is related to free webinars. Okay. All these people who become the immediate coach in their industry, and they started becoming the immediate coaches. Okay, it is not a one-day opportunity, but if you are good at something over the period of maybe after 6 months or 7 months on a continuous effort on the digital platform, you will be able to gain your own audience. Okay, what you do is, if you are good at something, you build your own audience, and you will be able to identify your niche, in the sense, identify your niche, which is the specific area of your interest. People are willing to pay you if you are good at something, and eventually you become an authority in this field. You found out your niche, that is, you are good at cricket, you are good at movie, you are good at watching something related to branding or marketing, you are good at accounts. Can you come up with regular content in any one of these channels or all the channels? Rather than working for an agency, rather than working as a freelancer, can you yourself become an authority in specific topics? It can be anything of your interest. Okay, if you love do something, say for example, I will give you an way to find your niche. There is something called as ikigai. This is a Japanese technique where you know something, you are good at it, you are good at it. Actually, you love something and you are good at it, and is there a need to people, and if people are willing to pay for your services, if you are able to find a single answer for all these questions, then you have found out your ikigai. Say for example, you are good in branding, you love doing branding, you are good at it, and most of the companies need branding experts, and eventually if they are willing to pay for you, then you have found out your ikigai, which is your niche, which is your love niche. Okay, so eventually the job that you are going to do will not seem like a job because you are loving what you are doing. Okay, so in these cases, if you are good at something, work on it continuously. You are going to create content. Remember, I told, like, you are not a consumer alone, you are becoming a producer. So you will be producing regular content that is related to your domain, which is being identified through ikigai. It can be related to accounts, it can be related to branding, it can be related to movies, it can be related to cricket. You have to understand this fact. How does an YouTube channel earn? How does an YouTube channel earn? Any idea? Yes, can you type in your answers? How does an YouTube channel earn? Yes. Yes, it is through Google advertisements and it is paid by Google. Right, fine. Apart from this, there are multiple ways of earning through YouTube channel. One is through Google Ads. Second thing is through advertisements directly posted as part of video. This is through influencer marketing. You'll be watching reviews in different sites, right? There are different people who will be doing reviews for different movies. Before even the review starts, you'll be seeing few videos with the skip button. That is the revenue that is being generated by Google advertisement, okay, in YouTube. But if you see some banner advertisements, or the banners on the top, on the right, or the banners in the bottom, that is being the sponsored advertisement directly from the brands. That is where the YouTuber earns really more when compared to the advertisement revenue that is received through YouTube or Google. The thing here is you have to be consistent and you should have a solid base. Solid base in the sense, say for example, 10 lakh followers, 10 lakh subscriptions, okay? Based on this, you will be able to receive more number of eyeballs into the videos that you create, and eventually you make money. Okay, this is how you become a creator. Okay, apart from this, there is another way where you could become a creator, where you can create a digital product, which is the recent thing that is happening. Okay, digital product is nothing but you will be having a recorded online course. It can be a recorded online course. It can be a live online course. It can be a PDF based e-booklet where people are willing to pay for it. Okay, or it can be the ready-made templates for the PowerPoint or ready-made designs in Photoshop. All these things are digital products. People pay you, and in return you exchange a digital product. It can be a PDF. It can be few templates for the PowerPoint presentations. It can be live video where you teach something, or it can be a recorded video where the end user learns something out of you, from you. Okay, so here the flow is normally people do advertisements in Facebook and they generate something called as lead. The lead is nothing but the phone number, email ID, the name, and the location. These details are collected through Facebook, and whatever you have seen in Facebook as sponsored ad, through that we are able to collect this. Once you collect the Facebook lead, we will be sending an automatic mail, and we will be sending an automatic SMS asking them to come and attend our online Zoom free webinar. The free webinar is the place where you exchange your knowledge. You will be sharing about the knowledge that you possess, but you will be sharing only what of your knowledge, and how part is not being told there. In the free online class, you will be talking about what, and the how part is not shared. So here the end user gets an idea about the what part, and if he is really interested to know more, he will purchase the course through your InstaMojo or Razorpay link, and eventually he will have his own ID that is being created in Teachable. Any online recorded course follows one of these patterns. They will see the ad somewhere, they will get an SMS, they will get a mail, and this has been automated, and you will get into a Zoom call or webinar jam where you will be understanding the basics of some specific topic. And if you are really interested, and if you are really satisfied with the version of the trainer's ideas, and if you are really interested to purchase and understand how things can be made, you will be paying through some online platform, and eventually you will get your own username and password in an online learning management system called Teachable. So this is the entire flow. Okay, so once you create this particular stuff, there is no need to work again and again. So your only area where you have to work is fine-tune the advertisement that is being placed in Facebook. That would be your only work. Other things are completely automated, and maybe weekly twice or weekly thrice you have to conduct your webinar, the free webinar, 1 hour webinar, and out of which you will be able to convert more people to purchase your course, and you will be continuing serving the community that you are creating. This is the one thing that is very famous after COVID, and people follow different approach. The first level would be maybe there are different levels here. There are different levels here where the initial thing will be through live webinar, and the first level people will be willing to pay. For example, the level one people will be willing to pay somewhere between 499 to 899. The course value can differ somewhere between this thing. And for level 2, there will be separate level. Once they purchase the level 1 course, and if they are satisfied, again they will purchase the level 2 course, which varies somewhere between 9999 to 14999. And once again, if they are satisfied in level 2, they will come to you. Depending on the product, you can consult them. Or you can take them as your client and eventually serve them. Okay, this is how the entire online platforms work these days, where you create one digital product, and with that digital product, you are able to sell it again and again to different audience. Okay, so this is how the entire webinar industry works in India. Okay, yes, friends. And there is another way. You would have seen something related to WhatsApp marketing, right? Yes, right. WhatsApp marketing, where you will be doing the similar kind of thing, but you will be selling a product for a much lower cost. You will be selling it for 99 rupees for 5 days, and every day you will be sending 30-minute recorded course through their WhatsApp number. And again, this is the same way that you would work. You will be running an advertisement. You will be running an advertisement in Facebook. You will be running an advertisement in Instagram, and people see the ad, they click on it, they come to your WhatsApp group, and if they are in your WhatsApp group, that means they have paid the amount and they have landed into your WhatsApp group. On a daily basis, you will be sending them some videos. Yes, on a daily basis, you will be sending some videos, and this is for 5 days. Crash course, 30-minute videos, which is pre-recorded, and it is already in YouTube or Vimeo, which is password protected. So every day they see the video, they gain some knowledge, and they get convinced, and then there will be another product which you will be selling for 5,000 rupees. First level, they have to get convinced. This is the level of education that is getting transformed in India. Friends, believe me, in less than 2 years, this industry would be somewhere between 350 billion to 370 billion dollar business in India. People have adapted to this kind of strategies. People like once 3-4 years back, when Jio came into play, all our parents started watching the serials in YouTube, and they started forwarding in WhatsApp. Right now, after COVID, people have adapted to all Zooms and webinars, WebEx of the world. Okay, so now the mindset of the people has already changed. They have started investing in MOOC platforms. They have started investing in different Coursera or Udemy or any such course which is available online, and people are willing to pay for it. You will not believe, these days, no, the fitness course happens online, the Zumba dances happens online, the Hindi classes happens online. Okay, anything which is shareable, where the content is received, and if it is delivered as per the customer's need, there is a need for such products. We have to understand now, there is no need about the age. There is nothing to be compared with the age or your experience. If you are good at something, and if it is received very well by your audience, any product is sellable. So what are you good at? Can that be monetized? That is the question now you have to ask. Are you good at something? Yes. Are you good at something? Yes. You love something, and are you good at something? And is there a need for the people? And if there is a need, are people willing to pay for those products? If that is the case, yes, the deal is done. We can make money out of it. Yes. Now, I'm going to repeat all these things whichever I have spoken until now. Okay. Yes. There are 3 ways in which you can earn money online. Okay. I'm repeating. Yes, I'm going to repeat it. Okay. So there are 3 ways you could earn money online. I'll tell you in simple steps so that you don't miss out any points. Okay. 1, the major thing is you are becoming the producer of the content. You are becoming the producer of the content. You are becoming a producer basically. How do you become a producer? Point number one, you generate content. It can be in YouTube, Facebook, or whatever it is, based on the field that is of interest to you, like doing Facebook content or doing YouTube content or continuously posting something on Twitter. Over a period of time, you will have 1 million followers, and eventually you will be paid for each and every tweet. This is point number one in the producing the content. Second thing is, again you are going to produce advertisements. Produce advertisement for brands. This can be, you can do it with the direct brands. You can directly interact with the brands and do it for them, or you can associate yourself with an agency and you can run advertisements part time. You can do it as part time. Both the cases it is part time. Direct brands also you can do it as part time, or you can act as a freelancer. You can act as a freelancer. So this is the second way of doing it. And the third producer is develop a sellable digital product. You build once and you will be building it once. You will be building it once and sell multiple times. So this is the third way of doing the business. So the one which is very famous these days is developing a sellable digital product, which is the need of the hour, and at least next 2 to 3 months there is a heavy need in this particular domain. And very importantly, for next 2 to 3 years, this particular e-learning industry is going to have a great boom in India particularly, and now is the time where you have to adapt to all these learnings. Okay, so yes, I have been in part this agency. I have been running this agency. So second part applies to me very well, and the third thing applies to me very well. I'm not a content creator in terms of maybe YouTube videos or in terms of regular tweeting. I have not done, but I have few friends who have done it. And before even a release of any movie, they will be paid around 30,000, 40,000 in Tamil Nadu actually, because like every movie which releases on Friday, they will be paid with certain amount, so that at least for 7 days they will be doing 3-4 tweets from the production house. They will be paid. Okay, so if you have a verified account just for watching the premiere movie and to do some tweets about the movie, you are being paid. So if your interest is watching movies, you can earn money by doing that as well. But it has to be on consistent effort, focused effort, and on consistent basis you have to do it. So eventually you become an influencer. Only after you become an influencer, you will be paid for it. So that is one way of getting the payment from the production house, where you will be like doing what you love doing, and eventually you earn money as well. Yes, right? Super. So these are the 3 predominant ways. And to be in this digital field, you have to understand not only how this works, but you have to update yourself with the different platforms. Okay, not only platforms but also different tools which will minimize the efforts that you take. There are tools like Zapier, which is an integration tool. You can integrate with Facebook leads, and you can integrate with the SMS. You can integrate with the email automation tools. You can integrate with the Google spreadsheets. You can do anything with that. So these kind of tools you have to understand. Email marketing, you have a tool again. GetResponse is the tool. You have to understand these tools basically, because once you understand the tools, at least 80% of the work can be automated completely. So you don't need to have an office setup. You don't need to have an additional employees. Sitting at home at your ease, you will be easily able to make bare minimum. I'm telling you, 1 lakh, 2 lakh per month. Sitting at home, you can make it. All that you have to identify is what you are good at. Yes, friends, are you able to follow me? Yes. Any questions? Yes. Now, open to questions because I want to listen answer to most of your questions because I know like from here you will be having. Yes, Anandji, can we go ahead with questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm audible, Dharani?
Yes, you are audible. Very much, very much, very much.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Dharani, for the wonderful insights. Even though the session was whether it is working, whether it is a person who is studying, so we are all used to spend the time when it comes to online. So it's a very informative session, I would say, where the students also have taken their inputs, whatever you have shared. And in fact, I have picked one or two questions from the thing what the students have posted. Maybe I'll just wanted to share it with you.
Yes, please, please.
So the question comes like, is there any specific courses related to this field which will help a career? And one more thing is there any scope for a PR team which actors and ministers have to run the social media platforms? How to be
Okay.
eligible for that? Because we all know that if I study civil engineering, I can become a civil engineer. If I study computer science engineering, I can become a software engineer. But what sort of things are there available? Is there any proper certifications nowadays available where the students can take up such kind of a professional way to build up their career in social media platforms?
Super, fantastic. That's a nice question, Anandji. So here, if you are looking to get certification, getting a certification is not alone the entry criteria to get into digital platforms, okay, or digital media agencies. Basically, certification can help you understand the basic concepts, but apart from that, what you have to really do is run different campaigns. Okay, Google has different certifications. For example, it has certifications for YouTube advertisements. It has certifications for Google AdWords, and in fact, Facebook gives you an advertisement platform where Facebook Ad Manager, and it provides a certification called the Facebook Blueprint. Okay, if you complete Facebook Blueprint exam, you will be eligible to run advertisements in both Facebook and Instagram. Okay, now rather than getting multiple certifications, the entire trend has shifted to domain based, very specific platform based advertisers. I am good at only Facebook. Fine. People are ready to recruit you. I'm good at only Facebook lead generation alone. People are willing to recruit those kind of people because they need very specialized people who can run specific kind of advertisement in a single platform. So that would be the nice way to approach. And very importantly, with engineering background, people lack the skills of marketing and sales. Okay. So here is where there is a website called HubSpot. HubSpot provides you free certifications. HubSpot provides inbound and outbound marketing certifications, which is again free of cost, where you will be able to understand the skills that is required to do online advertisements. Okay, so that certification, along with any one of either Google or Facebook certification, will help you understand the digital platform. But apart from that, you have to at least intern in any of the digital media agency for at least 1 or 2 months to get the insight of how the advertisements are run and how the data are being processed. If that is the case, you can start your own agency immediately. Okay, in less than 3 months, you can start your agency. But remember, if you are coming into the digital field, the first thing that I would recommend is at least 4 hours per day. You have to keep updating yourself. Otherwise, the industry is fast changing. There are regular updates every day from Facebook. The algorithm varies. The Google algorithm varies every day. So you have to keep yourself equipped with the recent updates that is happening in the industry. Okay, so this would be my recommendation. And very importantly, this is the field to bet on. No doubt. Like anybody can become a digital marketer, but whoever provides result will stay in this field for the longer period. And this is the right time to get into the digital field. Okay, I recommend this field very much because this is where the entire money is. Going forward, people will not be spending much on newspaper advertisements or any other platforms. Most of the advertisement will come to digital platforms. So this is where you have to bet on. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing, uh, as Anandji asked, can you become a campaigner for any of the political parties, right? So political parties, yes, you can very well get attached to it. But please remember, there are a few agencies which have been already associated with them. Point number one. And secondly, every minister and every the party has its own IT wing. Okay, so the best way to understand how you have to do the political campaigns, no, you have to associate with the MLAs of local constituency. That is where you can also make money initially, but becoming association with the party, it takes little longer period. At least it will take 3 to 4 years to get to that level, because you have to have the right connect and you have to have the right knowledge about the politics also. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dharani. And the next question is more of a technical question. In what way big data plays a very vital role in Google Ads?
Okay.
This is the question from a student.
Okay. See, Google advertisements, it is completely run based on keywords. Okay. As you all know, like depending on the industry, there will be different keywords and people search for those keywords. And the big data is being played when the frequency of that particular keyword is being measured. How many people in India have searched for this particular word? That is when you will find the frequency of that particular word search for each and every month, and for each and every day also you could measure. So for doing this, in the back end, the every algorithm that is being used by Google, they have this big data. But big data is nothing but at the end of the day, you have larger number of data that has to be processed within minimal stipulated time, and that is what precisely happens in all the Google algorithms. Okay, so it is a complex algorithm which deals with complex database simply.
Okay, okay. So this is specifically to one student of his own FB page. He's a mechanical engineer he is studying, and he is holding an Insta page and a FB page of photography related. So what kind of ads it can deal with? How he can attract ads for this kind of pages?
Okay, okay. Just a second. Rather than doing receiving advertisements, that is of no use, I would say. But I would recommend him. Maybe I could show it live now, so that it will help him to earn when he is still in college. Okay, I'm thinking from that perspective. Yes, just a second. I'm just going to share you some screen. Okay, so like I'm going to take you to the Facebook advertisement manager. Okay, you can create advertisements. There is something called as create, which is near to the home button, and you can create advertisements basically. This is the advertisement backend, which is where you will be placing your advertisement. If you are a photographer, you can directly contact clients who will be interested in booking you for some of the functions or for marriages. That is where you will be able to make money. Okay, so you are good at something, you like photography, for example. Yes, you like photography. Now you want to have more number of people who will be interested in booking you. Okay, this is where you will be smart enough. Just a second. See, this is where you create the advertisements. Okay, something is fishy. 1 second. Yes, so I will show it again. In facebook.com, you have something called as create advertisements. Okay, you see here there is something near the home button, that is the create advertisement part. You click on it and you will be asked to create your own advertisement actually. Okay, you can create your own advertisement. If you are a photographer, you can target people who are getting married in next 1 year, or next 3 months, or next 6 months, or like people who have got engaged very recently. These are the people who will be your potential audience. Facebook gives you an option to target them very precisely. You can target people with, okay, yes, I'm going to show that as well. You can target to people who are getting married. You can target people who have kids between so and so age. Okay, you can target people depending on their birthdays. Most of the people would have seen the advertisement. People born in July are awesome. Very specifically on your birthday month, you would have seen the advertisement, because all this data that is being provided by you in your Facebook profile is being used in the backend to run advertisements. Okay, I'm just trying to connect. It's getting delayed. See, in the Facebook, you have this option. If you are spending some budget on a daily basis, you will be able to target very specific audience. I'm going to quickly run through different ways of targeting people. If you are in photography industry, very specifically, okay, there is something called as create new audience. This is where you will be able to figure out the audience. You can also run advertisement for a specific region. Say for example here, I'm going to run the advertisement. Say for example here, rather than India, I'm going to run advertisement only in Delhi. I can only in the capital city. I can run advertisement only in Delhi. Okay, and here it gives the age group. This is the advantage of digital platform. You can target only people who is of your interest. Say for example, 18 to 30. Yes, you are targeting all genders, specifically men and women, and you have something called as detailed targeting, where you will be able to target people depending on their anniversaries. If somebody's anniversary is happening in next 30 days or next 60 days, you'll be able to target them based on date of birth. For people born in April, August, December, like you can target people depending on their date of birth. You can target people. Here you are able to see newly engaged 3 months back, 1 year back, 6 months back, and newly wed 1 year back, 3 months back, 6 months back. So this is where the photography business comes into play. You can target people who have been recently engaged 1 year, 3 months, 6 months. Preferably, they might need your photography services. This is how you have to target people. And in fact, you can target people based on interest, based on the phones that they use, based on the companies they work, and you can target the parents of kids specifically between so and so age. This is very interesting. If you want to have toddler suits, you could only target parents with toddlers between age 1 and 2, and you could target them directly. So depending on the brand that you are going to support, and depending on the requirement of that particular brand, depending on the objective, you can target the correct people here. So that is how you do it here. Okay, and eventually, in fact, and most of the time you would have seen advertisement related to your mobile device. You can target people who are using Amazon Kindle, Apple, very specific what kind of phone they are using. You could target them. You could target Vivo, Xiaomi, any kind of phones you could target. Okay, and if you are having any specific operating system at your home, are you using only Android or iOS? Depending on that, we could target. Whether you are having 2G, 3G, 4G, or Wi-Fi, based on that also we will be able to target. There are n number of ways. Okay, it is the very creative space where you could understand the customer mindset and you could target them accordingly. So if you are on photographer, rather than trying to get income through advertisements, which is very, very minimal, try to get clients to your project so that you'll make good money. Right? Right. Okay. I'm seeing Anandji, you can take over, but I'm seeing one predominant question. It says, "Sir, what steps that can be taken to control on social media, which are abused by a lot of people?" Okay, this is the common question specifically for youngsters, and most of the stress happens because of this particular unwanted, unidentified fake IDs. Okay, they have the liberty to talk anything. The only best way to do is ignore initially. 1 or 2 times you can ignore, but take the screenshots of that particular ID. Go to that ID, take screenshots of those IDs, and if you are getting repeated comments from that, go and file a cyber crime complaint. That would be the easiest thing to do, because if you are not stopping them, they are trying to they are bullying you, right? So you have to stop it by any cost. So this is the best way. Have proofs from you. That is the very important thing.
Okay. Okay. So one more question. There is a question from a student that he is a freelancer. What's the best approach to connect with the client or make new clients? Maybe it is your secret of your success.
No,
Might be.
that's nothing secret. Like I'm happy to share, Anandji. Okay. See, if you are a student, my suggestion would be part of Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com is the most sought after freelancer website these days. Rather than freelancer, I would suggest Fiverr.com because that is where you get international clients initially. Okay. Second thing is now after COVID, most of the small medium enterprises are trying to get people who can help them run advertisements because they are not aware on how to approach different people. So in your locality, you can try to connect with the local wallas where they will be selling different stuff, right? Small enterprises, small companies, small supermarkets. You can connect with them and charge a bare minimum of 6,000, 7,000 rupees per month, and you can support them with their online platform management and running advertisements for them. That would be the best start, and this income would be really higher than an entry level job in any IT company, I would say. Easily, you will be able to get 30,000, 40,000 by doing freelancing job, right? There are multiple ways you could make money. All that you need to know is such thing exists or not. That you have to understand. Okay. Initial 1 or 2 months you will be having little struggle, but this particular industry is sure to boom after COVID.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So last one more question. Last before, is there any difference between earning from Facebook and Instagram, or if you are earning through Facebook, will it also account in Instagram, or is there any separate way to earn through Instagram?
Okay, there are two ways. One is doing advertisement for different companies, and eventually you get the retainer fee from the advertiser. Okay, from the brand. The second thing is you yourself can become an influencer, and for every post that you do in your account, you will be paid. Say, for example, you have 10 lakh followers, 1 million followers. If you have the in a specific domain, okay, it can be related to travel, it can be related to technology, it can be related to management, whatever it can be. The brands which are associated to that particular line, they will be coming to you and they will be asking you to post few maybe pictures or videos, or asking you to talk about their product. They will be able to fund you, and that would be really high. And for anybody who has more than 10 lakh followers in a specific domain, for a single tweet you can charge around 30,000, 40,000 for a single image tweet. 30,000, 40,000 is bare minimum, I'm saying, for a single image upload.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
And
That's
if
great.
you do and the number is 100 times X.
Okay.
You can, 30 lakh also, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the last question before I'll open up one more time. Is there any way to earn by writing blogs? A student is writing blogs for quite some time. So he would like to understand: is there any way to earn through blogs?
Okay, yes, definitely you can hear. But here, most of the writing, because of the writing, you don't make money. Because of the writing, how many people have read that? And eventually, your writing has to be associated to some product where that product can also be like affiliate marketing has to be associated. Okay, people come to your website, there should be some call to action. I don't come to your website to see small arts that is being published by Google, and that revenue would be too low. Okay, either you can write for somebody else, so where you will be acting as a freelance content writer, and you will be making money, or you can be still a content writer, but with your writing, can you sell some products which are affiliate products? That is where you make more money. Otherwise, it will be very bare minimum when it comes from Google.
Okay. So thank you so much for answering all the queries the students have raised, and I think I don't think he's seeing any more queries from the students. I'm sure the students wanted to add one more last point before leaving. The students wanted to know the website which you referred for the
Yeah,
freelancers.
it is Fiverr.com. Let me show it to
Okay.
you. Yes, Fiverr.com is where, yeah, the content writer, the logo designer, like everybody, like you can be there. Okay.
Okay.
I recommend like most of the freelancers to be there, like Fiverr.com. This is the website. Guys, just explore it. No, like this is a wonderful platform. You can also become a seller in that, and you'll be able to get some like part-time revenue. You will be able to make.
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Dharani, for the wonderful session and wonderful insights about social media that so far the students are perceived as one way of medium. Now you have opened up them with a lot of opportunities how they can make money out of it. So I'm sure the students have gained a lot of insights about through your session. So thank you once again for spending your valuable time and for the session. And I would request all the students to post your feedback in the session, which you will be receiving after the session. You will be receiving a feedback. You can give the feedback about Mr. Dharani session, which in turn we will share with Mr. Dharani also. So thank you once again, Mr. Dharani, for spending a valuable time. So we'll be seeing soon hosting you for some other program in some other session for a different set of students.
Thank you,
So
thank you, Anandji. Thank you, Anandji, and thank you all the members of ICT ACT for having given this opportunity to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dharani. And for the students, you'll be receiving a feedback form by today or tomorrow in the mail ID which you have registered. Please make sure that you have attended the session through the ID which you have registered, so that you will be receiving the feedback form. Once you fill the feedback form, you will receive your certificate for the session which you have attended today. So thank you once again for your patient listening, and we will see you on some other session in the later part of coming days. Thank you all. Thanks again.